So we got some spoilers for Boruto manga chapter 61. Now, Boruto's been a little bit of a downtime right now. We've been a lot of prepping, a lot of, character development, a lot of character building, all of that jazz between Code and the new, robots or cyborgs that he has awakened. Then on our side of things, Kawaki contemplating what to do next, Boruto on drugs. Like, we've been on a downtime for the most part. However, from a little bit, because I haven't really read much of it, but from a little bit of what people are telling me and that I checked out of the spoilers, it looks like we might be getting into some good stuff. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I only took a little peek, but it seems like things is finally about to pick up. Let's jump into it. Let's see what is about to go down in Boruto manga chapter 61's spoilers. Let's do it, lads.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
And by the way, we got two different synopsises for the chapters, or spoilers for the chapters, so I'm going to read both of them to see if there's any details that may have been missed out in one of them. Let's start off with this one, though. It says, Chapter 61, title, Madness / Insanity / Crazy. Chapter overall summary. Amado claims that Kawaki's love for Naruto is even beyond father complex and can only be described as madness. Basically, he's shitting on Kawaki's love for Naruto and also manipulating him, because now he's planting the seed in his mind that, like, yo, what you're doing is not even love, it's kind of toxic, fam. Like, no, it's love. It's like he feels like he's a father to him, and how is that a father complex when this guy is acting like a surrogate father? Amado, I see the manipulation, I see what you're doing, fam, but okay. Shikamaru said that Code's worship for the Otsutsuki is similar. That's an interesting parallel I didn't think about. So while Code has this admiration and worshiping, in a sense, of Ishiki Otsutsuki, Kawaki feels the same for Naruto. But here's the difference. There was no love from, Ishiki and Code. That was just like, yo, he's so awesome, he's like God. To Kawaki, that's like, yo, he's so awesome, he's like my father, I wish he was my father. So there's a big difference between looking at somebody like a deity and looking at somebody like, a father figure. While they were hanging out together, Shikadai and Inojin explained to Boruto and Kawaki about Konoha's sensing system. They mentioned that it will be impossible for one to escape the surveillance of the sensory team without the ability to erase their own chakra. That's interesting that they're actually including more of the next gen in chapters like this, because again, like, we rarely see them in the manga, so them having Shikadai and Inojin more, I wouldn't be surprised if that was at request of the anime. And at the end of the day, the anime, popularity wise, is what's carrying Boruto to begin with. The anime is pretty successful in Japan, so they probably like, yo, this is what the anime does, let's focus more on what works with the anime. And that's probably why they're bringing them in, because just being honest, how much real screen time has they had? Like, we haven't even really had has any of the next generation even been involved in a big horror mema battle? Yeah. Kawaki is seen to be contemplating about something after that statement. Okay. There's a few panels of Sasuke in the middle of the chapter. To put it in short, Konoha is in a panic. What? Holy shit. Yo, okay. The panel then switches to Shikamaru and Amado on a rooftop. Wonder what they're talking about. In the evening, Kawaki returned to the Uzumaki household and used throwing old magazines as an excuse to leave the house. Using a shadow clone to escape the surveillance team and erase his own chakra, the sensing system of the Konoha village could not sense Kawaki at all. Whoa, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to pull a Sasuke? Is he trying to do what Sasuke did, where he left to go to find Orochimaru? But that wouldn't solve anything, right? Because at the end of the day, the big thing right now with Code and them is that they want revenge. They want to kill the 7th Hokage. It would be different if he tried to do some shit like this back when Ishiki was coming, because Ishiki was simply targeting Kawaki. Him running away, all he's doing is, first of all, kind of tucking his tail between his legs, and he's not helping out the 7th Hokage that he admires. But then again, you also got Amado putting in thoughts in his head. Okay, alright. Only Boruto and Ada notice Kawaki's escape. Well, Ada's hacks as hell, she can see everything. And then Boruto noticing, Boruto, the Sasuke retrieval arc, Kawaki retrieval arc. Oh shit, we might be going to the first Boruto versus Kawaki battle. What? Code questions about how Kawaki managed to erase his own chakra and answers that Kawaki is an Otsutsuki after all, and is only natural that he is able to use the skill sets of an Otsutsuki. I mean, yeah, it was already said that his DNA is like 80-something% Otsutsuki-fied at this particular point. That's what Amado said, so it would make sense. Although, did Ishiki or Kaguya, any of them, ever have the ability? I can't remember if they were able to erase their chakra or not from being sensed. Kawaki left Konoha and is heading somewhere. Code is super puzzled by Kawaki's actions, but nevertheless, this is a great opportunity. Code says, I will directly ask him when I see him in person. The pursuit for Kawaki begins. A storm is coming. Chapter ends. Wow. Wow. Now, I'm going to quickly run through the other one because I want to say for the most part they're similar, but there might be a few details we missed. So let's read the other one. It says, chapter overall summary. Amado claims that Kawaki's love for Naruto is even beyond father complex and can only be described as madness. Shikamaru said Code's worship for the Otsutsuki is similar. While they were hanging out together, Shikadai and Inoji explained to Boruto and Kawaki about Konoha's sensing system, which kind of basically sparked that idea for Kawaki. So they're kind of the catalyst for whatever's to come, if you think about it. They mentioned that it would be impossible for one to escape the surveillance of the sensory team without the ability to erase their own chakra. Kawaki is seen to be contemplating about something after that statement of, hey, I'm going to be able to erase my own chakra, even though how would he know that if he doesn't know about, you know, how to use those Otsutsuki abilities? But okay, there is a few panels of Sasuke in the middle of the chapter to put in short Konoha's in a panic. I wonder, but why would they be in a panic? Is it because Kawaki escaped and the higher-ups know already? Or, well, what would be the panic? The panel then switches Shikamaru and Amado on a rooftop. In the evening, Kawaki returned to the Uzumaki household and used throwing old magazines as an excuse to leave the house. So yeah, for the most part, these spoilers are the same. Like, yeah, there's not much of a difference. Code. So let's just kind of analyze something. One big thing that I want to analyze quickly for starters is Code saying, I will ask him directly when I see him in person. And I'm wondering, what does he mean by that? Is it going to be that Code is going to look at Kawaki and ask him like, hey, is there a possibility that Ishiki is still in you? Because then I won't kill you. And if you work with us, then I'll spare you at the very least, or I'll spare the 7th or something like that. Maybe this could be the way that Kawaki is going to defect to the other side and essentially become an adversary to Boruto and them. Maybe that's how all of this begins, but it's looking like, and I've said this on so many occasions because it's just facts, everything has been mirroring Naruto Part 1, and if this is the case right now, Kawaki is going off to Code and them. It's similar to Sasuke leaving the leaf, going off to Orochimaru and them. Boruto knows at this point. Only Boruto and Ada supposedly are the only ones that know at this point. Boruto's gonna chase after him. Naruto versus Sasuke Part 1, Boruto versus Kawaki Part 1 is about to begin. We are getting real close. I wouldn't be surprised if by December we start the time skip. Now it's starting to fit together. The pieces are starting to come together. If Code is questioning that, maybe he wants to question like, yo, is Ishiki still inside you? Can I still see Ishiki? Because Code will do anything to see Ishiki again, even if it means being nice or being good with Kawaki. And Kawaki, if he thinks that he could save Naruto and them leaving, then he'll do that as well. Honestly, it looks like finally we're getting some gas in this one. Finally, the wheels are turning. I like this summary. I like what we got going. Again, it feels kind of smooth. Like, some people probably going to argue that this is still slow. Like, oh, it's just beginning or whatever. But it looks like this is the beginning of the end of Part 1 of Boruto. Like, that's the best way to put it. It looks like this is the beginning of the end. If Kawaki is leaving the village and possibly heading towards Code and them, and Code wants to ask him a question, and he's not just on some, I'm going to kill you straightforward. It could be that there's going to be some form of a uncomfortable alliance for their both, you know, their goals that they're trying to create. Kawaki is to save Naruto and them, and Code is to see Ishiki one more time. But then again, I don't know, because at the end of the day, let's say if Ishiki was to return, he'd be like, I ain't promised shit, I don't give a fuck, I'm continuing on with my fruit plan. But yeah, I'm liking what we got so far. Again, curious what you guys think of this whole thing. Why did Kawaki leave the leaf? What is he trying to accomplish? Where is he going? I mean, at the end of the day, I personally feel like a lot of this is from the influence of Amado. You know, Kawaki, if you think about it from what we got from these spoilers, again, we don't have the full picture of everything, but if he's hearing from Amado, oh, Code is worshiping Ishiki the way you're worshiping Naruto and stuff like that, and then on top of that, he's hearing about the sensory ability, it's probably he's using a lot of the context to ultimately get where he's trying to go in terms of saving Naruto, but in a really strange way. And again, it's mirroring a lot of Naruto Part 1, where Sasuke went to turn himself into a bad guy, Orochimaru, that he didn't necessarily rock with, but it was to obtain more power. This one, again, is a little bit different, that Kawaki is trying to obtain maybe an olive branch of sorts to stop the destruction of the leaf, or something even further that's just not on the surface right now. But it definitely looks like, again, this is the end of Boruto Part 1, the beginning of it at the very least. It's starting to head that way. And if we get a Boruto versus Kawaki fight prior to the time skip, like, you know, Part 1 Naruto versus Sasuke type battle, who do you got your money on? And your overall thoughts and expectations? Again, we will be getting Boruto Chapter 61 in a couple days. I'm looking forward to it. This is gonna be hype. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm FNEVWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life. Bye. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And one more time, it's the beginning of the end of Boruto Part 1. Let's go.
Forever. So just go to find me.